And so we are back for another round. This time, I'm going to try something that I saw on the internet. So apparently, if you play a certain tune on a keyboard, it may summon a certain entity in our world. So I want to test it out, guys. Okay, now let me just spawn in the keyboard. And there it is. Are we ready for this? Hopefully it works. Oh my god, was that music? I heard it before! Don't tell me it's...
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
I love Undertale. As a little kid, I was always admiring the characters and the game as a whole. It was a really good indie title, and honestly, I can completely understand why. Because it had such cool gameplay mechanics, and the bosses were really not hard. And of course, on top of all of that, we got some of the most memorable characters in all of gaming. And of course, when I was looking through the game, through memory lane, I was thinking, well, they must have made some cool figures, right? Yeah, about that, there were no actual action figures, except a company that is so much renowned for doing awesome figures of not only video games, but mostly anime. Of course, I'm talking about Nendoroid. In case you're wondering, well, what is a Nendoroid? Basically, it's a little figure that has some decent amount of articulation, that has a big head and a really small body, but still looks cool because it is based off of your favorite characters from any anime or video game. But why Nendoroid? Well, I think it makes sense that Nendoroid stuck their nose in Undertale because, god damn, they look so fire. And of course I had to pick one up. It was my boy Sans. And today I'm going to review whether you would want to buy this figure or would you rather spend your money on something else. Let's jump right into it, and here we go. And here we are. Let's look at him. First up, the box. And wow, it looks really nice for an Nendoroid figure. I didn't even know what to expect, so this is really nice. Of course, you got the front, you got the figure, and of course you can see a little bit shot. Then on the side, you can see some shots of the figure and the papyrus figure that is also available. Of course, on the back, you got a little bit more of these shots and some instructions in the back. That's really nice. And of course, a last bit of shots over here on the other side of the box. Genuinely, I think it's really good. The box looks really nice. But what about outside? Here it is, still wrapped in plastic, but looking really nice. I think it'll be a promising figure for sure. Let's take him out of the box. And there he is in all of his glory. And wow, he genuinely feels really nice. The material is really smooth and he looks genuinely really cute for a Sans figure, honestly. And of course, this figure comes with a good amount of accessories. What do we get? We get something that is called a sitting position. Yeah, so we can put this instead of the regular legs. Then we got a pair of blue eyes that you can do, and you can put them in the skull. So that's really nice. How very generous. Then they gave us one arm that is lifted up. Then another arm that is a little bit down. I think it's supposed to be for using his powers. And then one where you can hold some of the accessories that are also included. Like the hot dog, of course, because he likes hot dogs. And a bottle of ketchup. How very generous. They gave him 2 accessories. And this extra pin joint if you lose it. So yeah, that really is nice. He's stacked with accessories. But what about articulation? Okay, now the articulation. I swapped out the hand so I can show it how he can articulate. So yeah, let's look at it. He can go left and right and all the way around to a 360 with his head. A little bit of a tilt, back and forth. That's really nice. And he can go in. Then of course you got the arms, it can go decently up and down. Oopsie daisy. Oop. I didn't mean to do that. Well, doesn't matter. And then you got the legs, some nice articulation there. And honestly, not a lot of articulation, but a decent amount of articulation that you can have with a figure like this. And honestly, I think it's really good. So yeah, the articulation feels really nice, honestly, for a figure like this. So I'm going to share my final thoughts in just a moment. And here we are. This was a really genuinely surprising figure because it's really good. And I think that they should continue making these figures because Nendoroid, wow, this for my first Nendoroid, it's a really good figure. I like it a lot. The accessories are really cool, and okay, let's say the articulation is not really that great, but because it is a figure like this, and yet it still surprised me how good it is, and the amount of posability you have with this, it's incredible. So I would give it a rating of 8 out of 10. The only thing that would bother me is the articulation, but even that I can get over, and honestly, I would recommend this figure to anyone who will want to start a Nendoroid collection. So yeah, this is the review of the Sans Nendoroid figure. Until next time.